Yeah, so this is actually the first time I heard El Nino was coming, so this is a big shock to me now. As Ron said, they're the conductor of the band. The Red Cross, we are a part of that band. And with what we're expected to have happen this winter, it will take all facets of the band to really make this work. So it's excellent to have this type of opportunity to where we're all coming together and discussing these sorts of matters. So Red Cross, whether it's wildfire or El Nino, storms, floods, our role is very similar in the fact that we are here for mass care, sheltering, feeding, those sorts of things for the public and the local community. So when the Sheriff's Department does their job, they're out there and saying, hey, this is an unsafe area, whether a mudslide anticipated or it's flooding, unsafe flooding is coming in. They said, they alluded to the fact that they're going to order that evacuation and get out of there. They need to get people to safety. That's when the Red Cross comes in. They'll give us a call, and we have shelter agreements, several of them all throughout the county, to where we will activate a shelter and give people that safe, dry place where they can come and take care of their families, get dry, and get some food in their bellies. And we partner with a lot of people to do that. The Red Cross, we don't own any shelter buildings ourselves, so we go out and use churches, schools, community centers, etc. To do that sheltering component, and we work with people like the Salvation Army for the feeding component, so it really is a team effort. So one of the things that we love to focus on preparedness, right? So if people are more prepared ahead of time, we're going to have a lot less impact when things actually go bad because people have taken easy and small steps that they can prepare themselves. And one of the things that we find is an uphill battle with this impending El Nino is all we've been talking about is drought, 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 right? And now we're saying, hey, by the way, we're going to get a whole bunch of rain, and that's a bad thing. We got to convince people that that's a bad thing, or it could be a dangerous situation for them. So really getting out there and taking those small, easy steps to prepare ahead of time will go a long way. So the Red Cross, we try to make it really, really simple for people. It's get a kit, make a plan, and be informed. And it doesn't cost a lot of money to grab those basic, essential items that'll really make a big difference. Whether it's flashlights, lanterns, batteries, those sorts of things, and keeping your emergency or important documentation in a secure location, which can easily be grabbed and taken if you have to evacuate. There's all sorts of little tricks like that that'll really make a difference. So our plea to people is to take this El Nino season very seriously and know that you could be impacted and it could happen very, very quickly. Take the time now to prepare ahead of time so that you are set up for success when or if things go wrong. So specific to El Nino training, it's kind of interesting. We're doing a dual hat kind of approach to this because we're trying to train the public and get our preparedness message out there and make a kit, get a kit, make a plan to be informed. But also training internally our own volunteers. As most of you know, we're about 90% volunteer-led. So this is normal citizens like all of us here in this room that come in and say, you know what, I have a little extra time or resources or skills and I want to donate to the Red Cross to make my community better and stronger, right? So it's getting those people up and trained and ready to respond as well. So a couple things specific to El Nino. We're going through and we're working with OES and identifying what do we think are more of the troubled areas that might be more prone to flooding or mudslides, landslides. And we're trying to identify kind of a go-to shelter list because as I mentioned before, we have a plethora of different shelter lists. Well, are some of them located in flood zones themselves, right? So obviously we wouldn't want to identify those as plausible shelters. So we're identifying that go-to shelter list. We're going to reach out to those places and make sure everyone's good to go on the same page and understood that, hey, you might be getting a call this winter, so let's make sure we've got our T's crossed and our I's dotted. Everyone's on the same expectations. And then we are going through and just really focusing on that preparedness message out to the public as well. So there's several resources available to us right now ahead of time to prepare. The county has a preparedness site, redcross.org has a lot of preparedness. So get a kit, make a plan, be informed. Talk to your family is hugely important. You might go to work and have a program there that you prepare for, but you got to bring it home and talk to your kids know what to do your spouses know what to do? What if communication's out? Talk through those things now, and it makes a world of difference when things are going wrong.